I just got back from a cruise and I have a really quick and easy sewing project, sewing hack, whatever you want to call it. If you are going to be going on a cruise or going to a resort or any kind of vacation where you're going to stay for more than a day or two and not constantly throwing everything back in your suitcase. I had read an article before I left about bringing one of these tall shoe holders. It's kind of the size of a door, and hanging it over a door and putting all your stuff in there. And I thought it was such a great idea, especially this one I got on Amazon. I'll put a link below the video because it has see-through pockets so you can tell what it is. That's why I did not sew this myself, because I don't have see-through material. And I thought I'm just gonna grab this off Amazon, take it on the cruise, see what happens. Well, it was a great idea and it didn't work out quite like they told me it would in the article, because if you hung it over the bathroom door, it didn't totally close. And then, it kind of banged and couldn't hang it on the thing. So what I ended up doing was I just folded it and I clipped it on pant hangers. So that worked pretty well, but I didn't get to use all of the pockets because I had it folded. And then the ones that were on the back so that it wasn't on the floor were upside down. So really cannot put much in there when it is upside down. Now what I'm gonna show you how to do is how to take this shoe bag thing apart. I'm gonna add 2 straps so that next time I get on a cruise ship, it is going to work perfectly. It's going to hang over that hanger and it is going to have the bags that work on both sides. You ready to see how easy this is to do? Let's get to it. Unfortunately, I can't move my camera far enough away that you can see the entire shoe bag, but here's the top. It has grommets, which is where you're supposed to use these hooks to go over the door. That didn't work for me. And there are 7 bags, so 7 rows where you can put shoes or whatever you want in them. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where I want to add ribbon on the top. So I'm going to get my little template I made out of my Princess Patter. Oh, I wish I was back on a cruise ship. And this is not an exact science. So I'm just going to do a little dot there and the little dot there, because that is just where I know I want to add ribbon, so that we can tie this over a hanger. Next, because I want to be able to use all of these, I need to cut this in half. So if we have 7 pockets, we're going to have 4 on one side, and I'm going to put 4 on the side where I already have these grommets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then there's 3 more. So I'm just going to take my rotary blade, and you could use scissors, and I'm going to cut just below that black that is the bottom of the shoe bin. So now we have it in 2 pieces. I'm not going to use ribbon, actually. You could, if that's what you have, but I have kind of this twill tape that if we just knot on the ends, it's going to hold up better than ribbon because it's more of a woven fabric ribbon. I'm going to do 20 inches so that I can knot the end of each in case that frays at all. And I'm going to have plenty of distance to tie it on my next adventure. 2 of those. Now I'm going to fold that in half, place the fold with the raw edge so that it goes over that dot. Grab a fabric clip, clip that on there, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This doesn't even have to be for travel. You could use this in your own closet for storing kids' things if the full thing is too long and you don't want to have it over a door. So now we are going to take the other half that we cut off. We're going to make sure the tops are at the same side. We don't want to sew it to the bottom and make it not work. And we're going to put these right sides together. We're just going to match up these raw edges and clip across. Now I'm going to go to the sewing machine. So I'm just going to go sew straight along using the black as my guideline. So I'm going back and forth and reinforcing over the areas where the ribbon is. So if you have sort of heavy things, you're not going to strain it, and you're just going to give a little extra reinforcement to where those ribbons are put in. Now that is sewn together, and this is nylon, so I really don't think that's going to fray. We could probably just leave that as is and fold it back. And now I can use these to hang it onto a hanger, and I'm going to have pockets that are the correct direction on both sides. If you want it to be a little bit more finished, you can just fold this down, and then I'm just going to sew close to that edge. So let me know in the comments when and where you think you would use something like this. Are you going to use it at home? Are you going to use it for craft supplies? Maybe sewing supplies? Good way to organize scraps so that you can see them, or are you going to use it on a trip, which is what inspired this project. I'm definitely going to be taking this on my next cruise. Now, I was a good cruiser and I didn't take a hanger home with me from my cruise ship, and that is really how I created this distance. And I don't have any wooden hangers with those little hooks in them, but you can just tie it onto any kind of a hanger. So now that I have made this, I mean, it's going to be perfect next time I'm on Princess, but thankfully, these are perfectly positioned to be at the outside of any regular hanger that you might have in your house or find in a hotel. So now that is going to hang and hold all the stuff. So easy.